We're really here.
What is up, Watch fam? Hola, que de nuevo? I just got back from Barcelona,
Yes.
so
Oh.
I only...
I'm gonna keep hitting it. Sorry.
So I only speak Spanish now, not Catalan.
And I'm Christian, the curator of Theo Harris Watch.
exactly. What are we talking about today, Big Mike?
That's your script, buddy.
That's right. Today's my episode, which means I'm wondering what the f you got paid for today. Because if I wrote the script,
My episode.
this is my episode. Yeah, today we're going to talk about a couple of really cool subjects. We're going to end with the five greatest watches that have been released this year, and I'm not kidding. And these are watches that I don't see talked about very often. These are, and I'll tell you more about how I came about these watches. Okay, we're also going to talk about moon phases
Yes.
in general, and the history of moon phases, and some of the coolest moon phases of all time.
Yep.
And and to start off, we're going to talk about a short subject, the Girard-Perregaux Laureato, and how it's kind of become like the AP alternative, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting subject. Yeah. So anyway, that's the agenda. Today's episode is sponsored by our friends over at Whatnot. Whatnot is an online kind of community marketplace where you bid on items that people are live selling, like auctioning off.
Wow.
We are actually going live tonight on Whatnot at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, so we'll give you all details later, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff as well, not just selling. In fact, predominantly giving stuff away to you guys to get you on over there and to have some fun. It'll be Michael and I, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
5 p.m. EST.
5 p.m.
See us there. Giveaway. We're giving ourselves away.
We're giving ourselves away.
Shirts off our back.
First of all, what are you wearing?
This is for my video.
You think I'm wearing a blue shirt and a little bit of Aqua di Parma? I'm like, what the f?
Why do you tell me that every time?
Dude.
Even if I don't have a blue shirt.
2 dragons.
I'm wearing... What?
This is the second time I'm making that reference. Starsky and Hutch. 2 dragons.
Oh, I remember the reference. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the Grand Seiko Omiwatari for my video coming up soon. Gorgeous watch.
It's ridiculous.
So thin,
When
so
I found
stunning.
that watch...
Yeah, you found that watch and I said, oh my god, how could I not
If you
get
guys
that
don't
watch?
know the story of this watch, Michael and I were recording at London Jewelers, our authorized dealership partnership. Incredible people, incredible dealership. If you live anywhere near New York, you should go to London Jewelers.
Yes.
We were there, and Michael was looking at this watch, and he goes, "Fuck, man, I was getting a Grand Seiko, like a green one." And
Yes,
he looks
the
at it,
Heritage Collection.
exactly, and he looks at it and he goes, "That was an amazing watch, the Omiwatari." And I was like, "No," and he's like, "No, it's like perfect.
That's
Look
what
at
I
it."
want. Yeah.
And then I looked at it and I was like, "Holy shit. Michael, come here! This is an amazing watch."
I'm getting an
Look at
Omiwatari.
this watch.
I'm like, oh. So now
Anyways,
we're
now I have one too.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing mine today though. I'm wearing a Datejust. We're from
yeah.
1601, two-tone, but with not yellow gold, but rose. Amazing. Available in the Theo and Harris Watch Shop.
Yes, TheoandHarris.com, along with a plethora of straps in many different finishes, colors, patterns, textures. You got wallets. You got
a bunch of
watch
stuff.
cases. Oh, I'm not even close to done.
The Girard-Perregaux Laureato. Now, the GP Laureato comes in a bunch of different variations, time only, and in a bunch of colors.
Okay.
It also comes in a chronograph, and I believe it even comes, again, a bunch of chronographs.
Yep.
It comes in a skeleton, which is really incredible. Perpetual calendar as well. This watch actually comes in quite a few pretty heavy variations.
Yep.
There you go, in white ceramic. Now that it was
Oh,
bracelet.
okay, it's still a bracelet.
So a ton of different variations.
Yep.
Okay. And the chronographs they're all doing rather well.
Yes.
There was a particular YouTube personality that bought a bunch of that seemingly bought a bunch of these.
I've heard of this.
and
Yes.
tried to hype them up and make a lot of money on them. God bless that person. I like this watch before then. I don't. It's a question of what are these things worth? Okay, so the time only model is 42 millimeters and is $13,400 in the standard blue. The chronograph model is $17,400. So,
Okay.
and I think that those are fairly reasonable prices. I think that they're a little expensive. Obviously, I'm comparing them to other time only like upper mid-level watch manufacturers,
Yes,
like
of
Rolex.
course. Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
the Rolex version of this watch, which would probably be the Oyster Perpetual, is $5,000.
Yep.
Or rather, you add
56.
a date, so now you're maybe you're in the date. So fine, call it a Datejust.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're around $8,000 or $9,000, and this is $13,400. I do think that I I would ask Gerard Perregaux to explain the 40% delta in price, because it's not obvious to me where the 40% delta is. That being said,
I'm picturing you saying this to the salesman as he's like trying to pour you a glass of champagne at the store. I just really need the explanation as to where exactly that is coming from. So if we look at comps in the market,
there's a 40% delta here. Can you explain it to me as I just sip this champagne?
I'm just sitting there like, oh my god,
you're so
Christian, you want the watch, right?
Yeah. So the reason why this watch has done so well, or has done well, is because obviously it is basically somewhere between a Royal Oak and a Nautilus.
Yes.
In a market that is insatiable for
Royal Oak and a Nautilus.
Royal Oaks and Nautili.
Yeah.
Period. End.
Yeah.
I think if you comp it out to Chopard's Alpine Eagle, I have to say I don't even think it's that close. I think the Alpine Eagle has a really interesting and beautiful dial.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not think. Oh, it also comes in 38 millimeters. But I do not think that the rest is as good, particularly the bracelet. I think the non-tapered bracelet on the Chopard just loses me. The movement's quite nice. But anyway, I prefer this watch. Mm-hmm. I just do prefer this watch.
Yeah.
I know a couple people that have bought them. And the people that I know, one guy in specific, but two people actually that I know bought them, said they just don't feel comfortable anymore wearing their Royal Oaks or their Nautili, and they both own one, if not both.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah.
They don't feel comfortable wearing them in the street anymore because they're afraid of getting mugged, or they're afraid of a bunch of shit.
Yeah, they're very hyped up right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they basically said, well, the Laureato, I'm not really afraid of getting mugged. Which kind of brings brings up like, well, does the average mugger know the difference between the Laureato and the Nautilus?
True.
So maybe you're equally as likely to get mugged, but you won't be as upset if you lose it because it's only $15,000 as opposed to $100,000 or $200,000.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
But the one watch I will say that is just out of this fucking world is the Skeleton.
That's insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the value watch.
Yep.
The rest of them are great. This is the value watch. 38 millimeters, $38,000. Fuck me, that is a great watch.
Yeah, that's 42
crazy. Is too big for me.
Yep.
I do wish that it was 39.
Yep.
38 I bet you this is an incredible watch. I would actually buy this watch.
So
I'm not kidding.
42, 44, 42, 38, 34. Yep. That's a move.
That's a move.
Yeah.
And they make it in rose gold as well at $78,000, $74,000 rather, and black ceramic. I guess the point of this conversation was basically to just say, is it a good alternative to the AP or the Nautilus? Because people are dying for alternatives to those watches.
Yes.
And your answer is?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Especially in white ceramic? Ooh, baby. That's the first one I've ever seen.
Oh my God. I'd rather lick a urinal than wear a white ceramic watch. I mean, I would just lick a urinal if I was thirsty.
I was going to say.
It's not really relevant here. Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah, wow.
That's it. I like it in the Panda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Pandas.
I don't know, man. This whole fucking market's killing me. Because I'm itching to buy a watch right now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so the Laureato at 38 millimeters is 16.6.
You get it right away.
And the AP that I want is $38,000. So that's $20,000 in difference.
You could get the Skeleton at that price.
And I can actually get the Skeleton at that price.
That'd be insane.
But will I? And this is just, Paul, if you're watching. But now am I the guy that owns a Gerard Perregaux Laureato? And without even explaining that, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, right.
Are you that guy? Do you own a Gerard Perregaux Laureato?
Are you the guy where I don't know you? I come up to you in the restaurant. I'm like, Christian, oh my God, I love your AP.
It's actually Gerard Perregaux Laureato.
Yeah, it's much different. It's a better value.
And the YouTube personality that has hyped them, being associated would be weird as well.
Well, we already are associated, so what can you do?
I know. Yeah.
Eventually it's all going to come back to us.
Yeah, like everything else.
Yeah, just wandered to the wrong place at the wrong time. It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, I like them.
I like them.
You see me tomorrow with a Gerard Perregaux Laureato.
I'm like, what is that?
Like, wow, dude, I was just kidding for the video. I was just being nice. You actually bought it?
No, the Skeleton, if you said I think I'm going to buy that over a different watch that you're hyping up.
Well, my problem with the Skeleton for me personally, and I actually love the Skeleton. I've loved that watch for a while.
Yeah.
Way before this conversation. Way before the other guy started liking it. My problem with the Skeleton, and maybe I'm just being stupid, is just like, I have a Skeleton watch. Does that matter? But this is with a bracelet, so it's a sports watch.
It's a sports What is the... You know what? Forget it. I was going to say, what is the water resistance?
What's the difference?
I knew the answer. That's why I
don't even get me started on questions.
Dude, you sound insane. Not to sound old, remember the glory days of the watch world where if you liked watches, you could get a watch?
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? Now if you like watches and you get a watch, everyone's like, oh, does that hold its value?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, no.
What happened? What happened? You think if I called Girard Perregaux and told him I wanted a Laureato, they'd give me one?
Yeah, 100%.
I forgot they exist. Do they have other watches in this? It doesn't matter. Wow, this has really turned into like a podcast. This is a podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, Jamie, can you pull it up? That's his name, Jamie?
Is that Joe
Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to his Chris Stefano interview today. It was good.
Oh.
Okay, before we get into the next subject, which is moon phases, and really how important they are and where they started and where they are now, and kind of criticizing a couple of modern brands for not doing their role and keeping them alive in an important way.
Yep.
Quick announcement, we're going to be doing a new video series, probably twice a month, where we just do some, we're going to be
a watch review.
Yeah. It's a watch review, basically. Yeah. Yes, it is. And we want to review some of your watches. One catch, obviously, we need to have the watches in our possession because we want to make the video very high quality, so we can't rely on your photos. We're going to have them professionally done.
No offense.
No offense.
Yes.
Have them professionally done. So here's a list of some of the watches that we're interested in. Of course, if there are other watches that you think would, aren't listed here that would work, please, shoot me an email at info@theowenharris.com.
Yep.
We will provide a shipping label. We'll have a 1 week turnaround, so we'll have your watch for 1 week. You'll get a big fat thanks in the video, and you'll get a big fat thanks from me because it's cool. It's going to be educational, entertaining, and you're helping me out with your watches. So that's it. All right.
That is it.
Let's get into the moon phase stuff.
Let's do it.
Okay, next conversation I want to talk about is the moon phase.
Yes, sir.
Number one, do you like moon phases?
Yes, and I like moon phases. The crazier the drawings of the moon, the better.
I agree. And you know who does a great job at that? Omega.
Vintage Rolex and Omega.
Vintage Rolex did
old, when the
cartoony.
faces. That's what I like. Yeah,
that's cool.
Weird as possible.
That's cool. Omega does like a laser technique.
Yep.
That really is just unbelievable. Like the moon looks like a moon.
I was gonna say they have ones where I feel like if you zoomed in, the closer you get, the more detail you see.
Right.
It's not like just clearly a drawing.
Yes. So basically, moon phases were invented and not in wristwatches. They predate the invention of wristwatches, but they were invented for man to track the lunar calendar, the lunar cycle, which is 29 and a half days.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You can want to do that for many different reasons. I think that the most popular reason to actually do it now for people to be into it is because it is a feat of engineering. So people are enthusiasts they want to support that complication. They think that it's not just cool looking, but they think it's cool that they can support complicated watchmaking in this very unique way.
And it's beautiful. It's like you have a justifiable graphic on your watch.
Yes.
That's the other thing. That's just like a lot of other things. It's like, okay, well, you can't really
exactly right
put anything on there.
I have a friend that his grandfather, I believe, used to use it. He was a farmer and used a moon phase to know what nights he would have better visibility and could plan his day to stay up later and continue to farm.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
these
cool.
were used for a host of different reasons.
Yeah.
And obviously there's always been a connection, or for quite a long time, between timekeeping and obviously the constellations and just the planets and things like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And specifically, look at chronometer specifications.
Yeah.
Right? Omega's observatory is literally on the caseback of the constellation.
You're right.
So there's just this inextricable connection between these two things.
Yeah. 100%.
So the question becomes, do we understand some of the most important moon phases of all time? Historically, and then do we understand what brands made them and no longer make them, and what their place is?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put together a couple of examples. First, we know Rolex.
Yes,
right?
we do.
From what is really more mainstream Rolex.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm wearing a mainstream Rolex. I'm wearing a Datejust right now.
Yeah.
Again, Datejust 1601 pink gold. This is a rare watch because of its variation, but it is a Datejust, so it is a mainstream model.
Yep.
Right. In the Theo and Harris watch shop right now, we've got another Datejust with a gorgeous patina. We've got another date. We have Datejust. So Datejusts are a staple of the watch shop.
Yes.
Okay. In all different variations and all different colors and everything. And I love them. But if you really are into the Rolex brand and want to understand their history, where they come from, where their logic was at different points in history, right? The Datejust is 1945, but where was Rolex in the 40s and early 50s? And Rolex, unlike today, barring the Sky Dweller,
Yes.
made more complications
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, 3 references, the 6062 being one,
Yep.
which was a moon phase triple calendar
Gorgeous
moon
watch.
phase.
Yep.
Incredible watch. When
Yep.
these do come up at auction, they demand serious money.
They're gorgeous, yeah.
Do you know who owns one?
No.
Nick Cage.
Really?
Nicolas Cage owns one of
Nicky.
these watches.
Wow.
Who is the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yes.
I wonder how he got into
Nick
showbiz.
Coppola.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And Talia Shire as well.
Wow.
That's his niece as well. And then the Rolex 8171, which is nicknamed by Italians the Padellone, which I believe means frying pan,
Okay.
because it was this large watch that looked like a frying pan.
Yep.
And Italian people
Love frying
If
pans.
Italian people cannot use kitchen utility as references,
No good.
Italian people don't have references.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 He has olive oil skin,
Yeah.
he got a temper like pepperoncino up his ass. Italians just can only refer,
To the food, yeah.
Exactly.
They love
so,
food.
anyway, that's another model.
Yep.
So, and like you said before, look at that moon.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
That's the kind of moon you like.
Yep, exactly.
With the face on it.
There's a whole bunch of character to it. It's just weird. It's Rolex. Like now, you think of Rolex, you're like, they would never put that face on.
So
It would
much
be
fun.
like a beautiful, like modern day looking regular moon.
Exactly right. So those are 2 of the references, and I just think that it's important that we understand, not that Rolex should go back there, but in theory, where they could tap into in the future, right? Without even, they'll still be innovating, but look back to their history. Just the same way they look back to the Day-Date, to the Datejust, they can look back to this odd era of watchmaking for them,
Yeah.
and continue to create.
Yeah.
Now, Rolex does continue to make moon phases in their Cellini model.
And there it is. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Which features a fluted bezel, etc.
Yep.
These watches again have a little bit of connection to those old ones, those ones from the 50s.
Yep.
I think it's just it's still different. I like the moon phase here,
Yes.
but I think there's a reason why the Cellini is just such an unpopular model.
It doesn't feel like a Rolex.
It doesn't.
That's
feel
the
like a
toughest
Rolex.
part. How can
I
you?
actually think that the 6062 feels more like a Rolex because it's in an oyster.
100%. I was
It's
gonna
in an
say,
oyster.
how can you abandon the case that made you famous for a different line?
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. So they still do make them.
Yep.
But I think that there is a reason why the model like the Datejust or the Day-Date have done better in modernity. They've been a more logical evolution
Yep.
of the model, whereas so far as complication is concerned, I don't think Rolex did well bringing the moon phase and carrying it on into their current collection.
I agree.
Fair
Yeah,
to say.
100%.
That said, we have a couple of Datejusts, 3 Datejusts right now,
Yep.
in the Theo and Harris shop that I recommend you all go take a look at.
Yeah.
Another model that we also have in the Theo and Harris shop,
It's back, baby.
it's back, baby, Audemars Piguet Day-Date Moon Phase.
I said in the video that is now live that this watch, putting that on my wrist, I always wanted a sports watch or something like that. This is the first watch where I was like, oh, maybe my thing is slim gold complicated watches.
Slim
This
Gold
is
automatic complicated. It's like
Yeah, this thing is insane.
It's an insane watch.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, again, this watch is available in the Theo and Harris shop with its original carrying case and everything like that.
Gorgeous watch.
Ivory dial, not white. It's evolved.
So good.
Beautiful moon phase at 6.
Yep.
Day-Date complication, 18 karat yellow gold. Mwah! Beautiful.
It's like a big ball of
I was
mozzarella.
gonna say like a big dish of pasta. It's
Yeah.
fucking beautiful. But the reason I'm bringing this up, in contrast to the Rolex, is that this watch dates to, I believe, the 1990s. But it's a logical evolution of Audemars Piguet watchmaking dating back to the early 20th century, right? So they were able to bring stuff from the 50s and the 40s and the 50s, and that same styling, that same elegance, and carried in through the 90s. I believe even into the 2000s. Today, I think that they do a great job with complication. Yes.
Yep.
I think their Code 1159 Perpetual with the Stardust dial definitely brings in that element of the celestial world.
Yep, 100%.
But they're, as far as elegant watchmaking goes,
It's hard to beat.
it's hard to beat. This is the real shit.
Oh, yeah. That's
This is
insane.
This is the real shit. So yeah, I mean, other brands did it as well, of course, but those are just the 2 subjects that I wanted to talk about.
Agreed. I think those are lovely.
I think those are lovely watches.
Yes, I would agree.
I wish Rolex would make them more.
If they dropped a moon phase in an oyster case, internet would blow up.
I think it would too. You couldn't get one, that's for sure.
Bark and Jack fainting, Jenny L puking, us screaming.
Yeah, probably, for sure.
Who are those people?
I was like, who are you talking about?
Our friends, our YouTube friends.
Jenny L's a sweetheart.
I talked to Adrian a few times. Very nice.
Very nice. Good. Yes. I like when the YouTube channels get along.
Yeah.
I like Archie Luxury.
Yes. Archie Luxury is a friend of yours, right?
We don't talk, but every time we do talk on the phone, fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
I think he's an incredibly lovable guy. I think he's great. And we should probably just send some people to his channel.
Hopefully.
Wow, yes. I wrote a good episode.
Oh, yeah.
Your episode's going to fall flat.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about our sponsor for today's video, Whatnot.
Yes.
So, like I mentioned, Whatnot, it's a community marketplace online. But more than that, that's brand speak, right? Mm-hmm. But it's an incredibly social and engaging and exciting platform because you basically, as a user, as a consumer, or you can sell as well. But as a consumer, you log on and you check out auctions, live auctions that are about to happen. You set an alert, a reminder to make sure that you do tune in to the auction, and then some of your favorite creators like us today at 5 p.m. literally log on and have not only just like live conversation like this, but we get to engage with you, the audience, right, and answer all your questions and everything, and just have a beautiful time. And we're going to be like all creators on the platform. We're going to be auctioning off, but really we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff today.
Yes.
We're just going to be literally going to have a full table of stuff, leather goods and straps and rolls and a whole bunch of and watches as well, and we're going to be picking stuff up, talking about it, answering your questions, and giving it away to people who we think are engaging well in the comments, people that we're getting along with, people that are sharing interesting thoughts and asking really good questions. So for me, I've done a lot of online shopping, obviously, both for the business and for fun. But Whatnot is becoming an awesome platform, and I'm very, very excited. Today is our first live. So now, basically, download Whatnot, make your account, and then go check out our live, which will be going live at 5. Comment your questions down below that you would like answered in the Whatnot in the Whatnot auction, and we are literally going to call you out, answer your question, engage, talk about everything with watches. Literally ask us any question you want, and we're basically going to be game and having fun. I'm probably going to be having a drink.
Oh yeah,
as I do, because it's at 5, and I'm a big boy.
You're a big boy.
But that's it. Cannot wait for this.
Yes. If you see someone saying you won something in the comments, though, that's not us. Only on the live platform.
Yes, on the live platform, Whatnot, we will reach out to you and we will let you know what you have won.
Yes.
So we're gonna be giving away literally a ton of items. It's not gonna be like 3 items. We're giving away a ton of items. So that's great. There's gonna be a ton of winners. You have a great likelihood of winning a giveaway today.
Yes.
So terrific.
Terrific.
All right, Whatnot, 5 p.m. today. See you there. Best watches of the year.
Okay.
Jeez, I'm on a roll, baby.
Dude, oh my God.
I'm gonna roll. Papa's a Rolling Stone.
Papa's a Rolling Stone. Papa needs his milk.
Tell him about that while I pull this up.
Papa's gonna pull this up while we talk about this. Christian and I talked about the fact that, what was it? That when you need a drink, it's not Christian needs a drink or like Christian's going to grab a drink. It's Daddy needs his milk. Papa needs his milk.
It sounds so much worse than it
Papa gets pretty sick if he doesn't get his milk. Yeah.
Papa's really sick.
Papa's really sick. He needs his milk.
This is a joke between Michael and I. It's not. I don't actually drink that.
And I know it's a joke between us because when I make out in public, you're like, it's not.
Dude, don't tell people.
That's an inside joke.
That's an inside joke. You can't do that. The joke started with a friend of mine. They have a toddler, and at the time, the toddler would call wine "Daddy's juice." So, and it just sounded like something an alcoholic person would say. It's like, no, that's Daddy's juice. So Daddy needs his juice, So
Papa needs his milk.
It would make this toddler say Daddy needs his juice a lot.
Good God.
But anyway, best watches this year. Okay, so the watches I've chosen today were actually pre-chosen when I voted for them in the Grand Prix de Horologie.
Yes, you can release that info now.
I think I can say that. The polls are closed. So I voted for these watches. I think that they are fantastic watches. I have affiliations with these brands, and the brands had nothing to do with the fact that I voted for them. It's just that they released watches this year that truly, blew my mind. Legitimately, as a watch geek, I was like, holy shit. Like, wow.
Yeah.
This is not, again, like we're saying, Girard-Perregaux Laureato is a cool watch. Very cool watch. And the skeleton one is great, dollar for dollar. But so far as watches that really blow my mind, we need a level of originality. We can't put an asterisk next to it, because they were unoriginal in design. We can't put an asterisk next. It's just pure brilliance. This is artistry.
Yes. Yep.
So the first one that I voted for was Grand Seiko's Kodo, a watch that started off as just a movement that was announced, I believe, 2 years earlier.
Yep. T0.
And it was not exactly like this. It was technologically, yes, but they reworked the architecture. And when it was released then, no one really talked about it. And now that it has been released, I think it is genuinely one of the most brilliant watches, not even of the year, but of the last 5 years, maybe more.
Yep.
Maybe more. Legitimately, it could be 10 years, because this is a pure stroke of brilliance. And to think, and I'll let you go after this, but
sure.
And to think that this watch has come from a brand that has only recently, within the last 10 years, I believe, entered the American market, is just. It's unbelievable that they've been able to do this. So incredible props to Grand Seiko, and this is, I think it maybe even be my number one, but it is certainly within my top 5 watches of the year.
Yeah, this is actually the original movement that they released. I feel like is probably one of the coolest product pictures I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It's very dark. They used to do blue hands, which was crazy. But now this watch is, give me a reminder, what is it called?
It's a Constant Force Tourbillon.
Okay, yeah. This watch is a Constant Force Tourbillon. So what that means is basically as the power of a watch, the power reserve runs down, the watch gets slightly less accurate. It's really imperceptible, but it does get less accurate. Obviously, also there is a very negligible, but still loss of time or loss of accuracy, I should say, with moving a watch around in general. So the Constant Force Tourbillon kind of solves both of that, because the tourbillon rotates the escapement, and then the Constant Force is basically a smaller spring that gets charged up continuously and then power goes out, but by the bigger mainspring, so that way you never really have that dip in accuracy as the watch runs out of power.
It is either running or it is not.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the theory behind it basically is, if, there shouldn't be varying degrees of a brilliant watch running, a perfect watch running.
Right.
It is running or it is not running.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Just from a very bold standpoint. Yeah. That is very, very cool. And again, not only is the movement incredible and highly technologically driven, it's remarkable, but the architecture is fantastic of the movement itself, and I think an improvement of the T0.
Yeah.
And then when they released it with the cased this year, I think the case, which was new, it's a brand new case, never used before by Grand Seiko, it reflected the movement perfectly. I mean, this is a perfect case for this watch. Yeah. So I just want to give Grand Seiko a world of props, because they released something that I think will be remembered forever, and certainly should be remembered forever.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes. Before we get into the next watch, which is from Zapek, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
Quick announcement. Today is the 2nd. So next Wednesday, June 8th, we are actually hosting a little meetup over dinner and some drinks in New York City. It's a private event. We're going to be doing a bunch of these, though. So it's not that it's private and you're not invited. Everyone will be invited to this. Right. But we're really trying to make it a very diverse group of people. We don't want to make it mayhem. We want to keep it safe. Yes. I don't even mean just health-wise. I just mean we have luxury items. I want to keep it tight and safe. Yep. The details are right here. If you're interested in coming and would like to be one of the 15 guests that we'll be having, shoot us an email. Again, all the details are here. Yes. And with your collection, again, I want to create a diverse group here. I'm not picking the most expensive watches. I'm not picking the quote-unquote best watches. I just want to have cool people at this event. Yep. And again, we're going to be doing this again and again. And it's only 15 people. I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of emails. I'm sure. Last time we did an event, it was a madhouse, and it was great. We had a lot of fun, but it wasn't the right way to do a luxury watch event where you have to talk to people. I want dialogue. I want real deep dialogue. Yeah, so it's going to be me and Michael, and then all you guys. So if you'd like to come, follow the instructions here, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We're going to do a lot of these events, but this is the first one, and I'm very, very excited. Hope to see you guys. Hope to see you guys there. Okay, next watch I want to talk about, again, keeps within the skeleton, skeleton category. Yeah. But this is the Japek Rajarpant.
Yes.
And which is, I think, a fantastic watch. This is an ice blue, quote unquote, because of the undertones.
Yeah.
But the watch is brilliant. A very different movement architecture. Obviously, it's a different movement complication as well. But the architecture style is very different here.
Yes.
But equally impressive. I mean, yeah, equally impressive, I would say. I think Grand Seiko may have a leg up.
Grand Seiko also has that very aggressive look. This is a bit more complicated and beautiful, but not aggressive daggers.
I think there's also more depth in the Grand Seiko, but
yes,
but that is, I mean, this is an incredible amount of depth here. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they did an incredible job with this watch. Great complication. This watch is not a copy of something else. This is not. This is unique to their language.
Yes.
I've only recently become a fan of the brand.
Yep.
By the way, it's a big watch. It's 42.5 millimeters.
Wow.
So it's a big watch.
Yeah.
But that being said, it justifies it completely. I've seen Japek before. I have not known of them. I've seen them, but I did not really know them.
Yes.
But I'm glad I do now, because I think that, you know, as my interest in this hobby gets, you know, deeper and deeper, I'm finding myself more interested in odd stuff and odd brands.
Yeah.
And
right.
You know, less run of the mill stuff. And this is an incredible piece. The price is $56,000, which is hysterical, because there's a whole world of things you can't get at $56,000.
Yeah,
this
right.
is far better than most of them.
Yep.
It's just this is pure. I mean, again, this is purely brilliant. It is original. It is perfectly architected, finished. Everything about this watch is basically perfect.
I would agree.
Too big for my wrist, but it's not too big. The proportions are perfect.
Yes.
If it was smaller, it'd be bad.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guess what category my next watch comes in?
Skeleton dial.
Oh. Yeah. Look at this. Sapphire case.
Wow.
By LUC Chopard, and not just a skeleton.
Yep.
Mono pusher.
Wow, that is
also
crazy.
A minute repeater.
Wow.
Fucking insane.
That is insane.
Now, I'll blow your mind.
Do it again.
One step further.
Yep. Obviously, that sapphire is most likely synthetic, which doesn't really mean too much, but just something to toss in because someone said that on a Hublot video we did too. This
is the watch it is replacing, which was not even close to as cool. It's a fine watch.
Yep.
But the fact that they improved on this watch is okay. It's kind of unappealing.
It looks like it's
numerals.
Right.
I don't think they did a great job with this one.
Yeah.
But they tried it again, and they absolutely perfected this watch.
This is the Chopard LUC full strike
sapphire.
Yep.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
To think that they went from what is a technologically impressive but kind of not appealing watch to a watch just as technologically impressive, actually more so, and something that is just drop dead gorgeous and unfucking believable. That to me is impressive.
I would agree.
A category, every model, it is just where it is now, and the next iteration shouldn't be different. It should be better.
Yeah.
It should be different as well, but it has to be better.
Right.
And they did that here. I love that. Yeah. And that is not the only watch that Chopard has improved in the last couple of years. We're talking about my favorite watches, so we're going to keep it there.
Yeah.
But you could do a couple of episodes. You could do a whole episode on watches that Chopard has improved in their collection dramatically. Mm-hmm. By the way, the LUC Chopard collection is their premium collection that is just...
insane.
Very insane.
That's their flexing collection.
Next
Whoa,
watch.
A skeleton watch.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even a skeleton guy.
Yeah.
I own one skeleton watch. It is my Breguet tradition.
Yep.
I love that watch. But I'm not a skeleton guy. I don't really see myself getting other skeletons. I mean, I talked about the Girard-Perregaux as well. But the reason why we're talking a lot about skeletons today is because of how difficult they are to do well. Mm-hmm. It is all the odds are against you, basically. Everything needs to be not just finished perfectly, but shaped and architected perfectly, because every angle is seen. You are bare naked.
Butt naked.
I look great with a sweater on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
These watches don't have a sweater on.
Right.
And that's impressive to me. So, without any further ado, this is the next, this is the latest Overseas.
Yep.
It is an Overseas tourbillon skeleton. And if you notice, the Torb has the Maltese cross, which is kind of cool.
Yep, that's crazy.
And it is made in titanium.
Boom.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome watch. Now, again, what I think is most impressive about this watch, I mean, not most impressive, but I think is very impressive about this watch, is you had the Vacheron 222, which was by George Isaac, and it was the Vacheron reaction to the Gerald Genta movement. Years later, in 1996, Vacheron decided to bring this model, in a way, into the new era. They didn't call it the 222, they called it the Overseas.
Yes.
And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. That the first generation Overseas, again, the Overseas went through many generations, but that is the beginning, and this is where it is today.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a glow up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, talk about a 25-year challenge, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and seeing the DNA isn't changing, but all the details inside of it is.
You've got very similar case design.
Yep.
You've got that same Vacheron bezel.
Yep.
You've got obviously the Maltese cross, of course.
Yep.
But I don't think that the Vacheron, this watch was so imperfect. It was a great watch. But if you compare it to its competitors, it wasn't close. The bracelet wasn't finished as well.
Yep. The design wasn't as striking.
Yeah, it wasn't as striking. It was a bit too thick. There's a lot of things that were wrong with this watch.
Yep.
And that's it. I just don't think that Vacheron or anyone really understood that this kind of ugly duckling would one day go on to be one of the hottest girls of the ball. In many ways.
Belle of the ball.
The belle of the ball.
Yep.
And that is just very impressive to me.
Agreed.
Of course, with the complication as well, yes.
Yes.
Of course, with the metal is cool. Everything is cool. But that, to me, is the most powerful part. Vacheron 1996, I don't think anyone could have imagined that watch would become this watch. And with clear lineage and DNA.
Oh, yeah.
And now they have the 222 as well.
222.
Separately. Last watch, not a skeleton.
Wow. Big change up.
Big change up.
Yep.
This
JLC.
is JLC's Tourbillon Hybris.
Okay.
Artistica caliber 945.
Wow.
Incredible watch. I really can't even get into all the technical achievements here because it is.
That's a JLC thing. You can't. That's a whole video.
It's a whole video unto itself. So we're specifically talking about the Master Hybris Artistica Autonium. I want to focus really closely, again, beyond the complication, which had already existed.
Yep.
But I want to focus on the dial here. The technology, the movement, the collection has already existed before. These are just new examples of these watches. And this particular example, I think, is really incredible. And not only is the dial, which has so many different levels and it has remarkable depth. It's a big watch, by the way.
Yeah,
but it has all this remarkable depth. But what really made this particular model stand out, which gave it infinitely more depth than it even almost needed, which isn't really a correct statement because it's just, we don't need any of this. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They they overachieved completely.
Right.
And it's the atomium structure. Okay, which if you look at the dial, the center dial is basically held up. The structure of it is made up of basically the lines that connect each of the stars and that form the constellations. So it's connecting the stars and form the constellations, and that is what's holding up this center disc, which shows constellations.
Yep.
And that is, I've never seen that before in a watch.
Yep.
Again, completely ridiculous and unnecessary.
That's crazy, yeah.
But I just think that paying homage to the constellations is great, and I love it. But this just takes it to a whole new level that is just...
Yeah, they're literally holding up the watch.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's called the Daisy Chain of the Gods.
Wow.
Right? And, anyway, I think that this is a crazy piece. Again, the caliber 945, all this stuff, this sort of already existed. So this is just, again, an improvement on a collection already.
Yeah.
But I was really taken when I saw it. I actually called you when I found out that watch was released.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, this is f***ing nuts.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the watches.
Yep, that's it.
In my opinion, the 5 best watches of the year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we only talk about hyper expensive watches. There are a bunch of watches that are great that have been released from even micro brands under 1,000, below 10,000, etc. But these have been my favorite, the 5 watches that blew my mind. But more important than that, join us tonight at 5 p.m. on Whatnot. Download it now so you can come in, tune in, ask questions, comment your questions down below. We'll be reading them, and that's it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at 5 p.m. EST.
Can't wait.
Talk to you soon.